Hi, this is Louis Lung, team mentor for Team 4048 in Westboro High School. Today I'm going to take you on a tour through the Agganis Arena where the first robotics competition is being played. This is the regional championship with the New England states, all the New England states having teams represented here. So we're going to walk through the pits and we're going to walk on the field and give you a flavor of what it's like to be at an FRC competition. Enjoy! Good morning, this is Saturday morning. This is the final day of competition here at the New England FRC Regional Championships. And we're in the pit. There are 50, that's okay. There are 53 teams. And this is where they stage their robots and they do all their work. We'll just take a walk. As you can see, everyone's busy trying to tune their robots prior to today's competition. The pits opened about half an hour ago, and we won't have our first match for about another hour. Let's walk down the other side of this aisle.
We're a little bit lucky.
Hi, son.
You are no senior.
You can see some robots have lots of lights, and some of the pits are very ornately decorated. This is our pit. Over here is the pit admin area. This is where you find out, you get your schedules, you get your weigh-ins, you get all the information that you need.
I've been walking around. I'm walking around. Back to the grade. We were at WTI.
Let's go watch
Some robots are not in their pit. They're probably in the practice area. It's too early to go on the field yet. This one has this big fabric piece to catch the ball. Now I'm going to walk down the other side of the aisle. Interesting capes. Don't touch the hats.
Good luck to you guys.
This machine took a bit of damage yesterday. They're busy repairing it now.
We have a part to us. Team 2877 is looking for a black jacket.
Now, you may have just heard over the PA that you have teams looking for parts. Say hi. Our neighbors from Northborough. All right, we have one more aisle. Now, every robot has a cart to carry the robot in. Oh, check out this suit of armor.
Right here, right now.
As you can see, it's a pretty busy morning. Although not everyone's busy working, which is a good sign. It just means that there are no repairs to be made.
It's not a bad bus right now.
And if you look up at the hometown for the teams, you can see that they come from all across New England. After all, these are the New England championships. And every state in New England is represented.
What?
And these guys, they're giving out free hugs. And very pink. This one's very yellow.
You're wondering if you're
So there are judges walking around this morning. They've been doing that for the last, yesterday and today. And they're looking for something about your robot that deserves an award, a recognition. Okay, so, and then this is the exit from the competition field. There's actually more pits further down that we'll get to in a second. Looks like another volleyball match is breaking out. All right, let's just see the remaining teams. Now the teams are placed in the numerical ascending order based on the lowest number of teams are the ones that have been around the longest. And the ones at the end here, these are the oldest teams. Yes, we have mascots. So here's one machine. Chaos. And the neutrons. Hello.
And you also have a foul mouth.
Okay, 69, 61, and finally, last but not least, Team 58. And as you can see, the machines are built with all kinds of parts. You have metal, you have wood, you have Lexan. There's all kinds of stuff. In this corner is the practice field.
Everything was still working. Well, it was long.
So this is not a full-size field, but there's enough here for testing of parts and concepts. Here you have to run tethered, meaning there's a network cable you have to attach to your robot so it doesn't go off on its own. And you have to reserve time to use this space. And so that's the mock-up of the goal. And then back there, what you don't see is that that's the NASA machine shop. And you can have parts fabricated by the staff in there. So if you need some piece of, you need something fabricated, you put a request in and they build it for you. That just makes sure that the teams have access to tools that they really can't fit in the pit. Okay, so let's take a quick walk onto the field. I think so. All right. This is our volunteers, all in white shirts, and they run this event by making sure that teams queue up at the right times, that everyone's got safety goggles.
Please bring them to the pit admin. Drivers
So
buttons.
all the robots queue up on these marks right on the ground here.
Pit admin.
The red and the blue. That's
We're
one layer of
looking for
queuing.
donations of drivers buttons, please.
And then here's another queue, the second level of queuing. And up here is the big board. And all the staff that run this event are all back here. And right now, all the referees and the volunteers are just having a fun game of volleyball. So teams coming through here, they load in. See the arrow on the ground? They load in from this side. Here's the driver's view of a competition. And then when they're done, they exit this way. The carts will be placed on the sides, on the sidelines. And these seats are for the judges. This area back here is the mosh pit, where students can come out and dance and cheer. Here's another entrance and exit on the other side. Here's our lit pedestal for the blue team. And then when your competition is done, you exit through this side and you go back to your pit. All the team flags are stored here and taken out when your team is on the field. And access to and from the field is through this access way here. Okay. And at any time you can check your standings, how well your team is doing. There's a list right here. And of course, up on the big board, you can see the actual matches as if you're working in the pit. You don't have to miss any of the action. All right, so that's a quick tour of the competition field in the pit area. Here we see robots ready to queue up. They usually start queuing you 3 matches ahead, and it is now almost 8:40. There's opening ceremonies at 9, and when the opening ceremonies start, they want the first teams to already be on the field and ready to go. So now we're back at our pit. Okay, for those of you who wonder how this whole thing works, well, here's how it goes, at least for us. This is where we write our software. This is where we control the robot, and this is just a netbook. And what you see on the screen is the driver's view of the user interface. We have 2 joysticks. We have a stack of batteries here, and the extras are being charged down there. Now on the robot, this little white box over here, that's a consumer D-Link router, the same kind you find at home. And the blue box next to it, this guy, that's a power distribution board. Now that's a required component, as is the D-Link.
We're a trusser mostly.
Yeah?
The battery's back here.
I mean,
There's a switch, and all that power goes right through that power distribution board, which then feeds all the components.
Well, I mean, with rollers.
Oh,
Now,
okay,
right now they're describing how this machine works. Okay, so we have a pneumatic shooter. Yes, Auntie, why don't you pull out the shooter? Okay, that's a 2-stage. You can see that there's an upper and lower part. Each is about 1 foot long, and it's pneumatically driven. Pneumatic just means that we have air in these black cylinders back here.
And then we beat them in the corners in Rhode Island.
Those black cylinders, they're spread out. They provide 60 pounds per square inch of pressure, and we use that force to shoot this ball. This ball sits in that cradle, and when the thing fires, it brings it up and arcs up. Okay, and you'll see that in other videos. Back here is the blocker. In fact, we were just about, I think, probably the only team here that actually has a defensive blocker, and we actually used it to do a double block in autonomous mode yesterday, which is a fancy way of saying that we surprised everybody, and that's always good. Now back here, if we can get around Stephen, and we can hardly see it, but back there down below is the what we call the brain, or the CPU. It's a National Instruments Serio. Serio stands for Compact Reconfigurable I/O. It's essentially a small computer, and it runs over the same network that everybody else is running over, which is D-Link. And every team has a virtual network, so that they don't clash with each other. So this whole thing is computer driven. It's not like your little radio car that you get from the store.
He sprints.
We have mechanism wheels this year. These little, this whole thing rotates. So each of these rollers also rolls at an angle, and you can see that they're
I haven't seen any
opposing angles,
which got here today.
as well as the front and the back. You can see the one back there.
Match with 131 on
And you can probably do the math and figure out how that works. But this allows us to go in every direction at any time. Well, that's all the video I have. I hope you got a taste of what it's like to participate in a FIRST robotics competition. Thank you for watching.